I remember growing up in my young years, all right? And I remember, my daughter's sitting in the front, and so I'm trying to get her attention. But I remember that there was a time in my life where I thought I knew better than my parents. I thought I knew fashion better than my parents. And I remember I was going to go hang out with some friends, and I was going to go to just some social party, whatever. And I remember getting myself dressed and being like, okay, I'm ready to go, because my parents were my ride. I was that cool, okay? And so I was like, I'm ready to go. And I remember my parents looking at me, and they look me up and down, and they look, you're not going like that. I'm like, what do you mean? This is the epitome of fashion, right? Like, this is how you do it. And they're like, no, we're not taking you anywhere looking like that. Now, it was nothing inappropriate. I just didn't look that great, right? I don't remember if the colors were clashing. I don't remember if there was hole in I don't remember what it was, okay? But I just remember I was so mad. I was like, my parents don't know what they're talking about. They're not my age. They don't know what I'm going through. They don't know my friends. They don't know how it's. They grew up in the 50s when you rode your bike everywhere, right? Now you just get your parents to take you everywhere, okay? And so I remember just being in my teenage angst, so mad, and I just remember huffing and puffing and grumbling, and I changed, and they're like, we're going to show you, and they picked out my clothes for me. Can you believe that? Right? I'm like, this is terrible. We're not taking you unless you wear this. I'm like, I don't want to wear that. And so I got dressed. I really wanted to go hang out with my friends, and we go in the car, and we're on our way there, and I'm still mad. You know, I'm getting in as many eye rolls as I possibly can, as many sighs, as many deep breaths. I want my parents to know how mad I am. And so I get into the party, and I start saying hi to everybody. Hey, it's good to see you. I'm still just angry. And I cannot tell you, I got more compliments on how I was dressed that day than I think I ever have before. And by the end of that night, I was like, what on earth? Maybe I should start listening to my parents a little bit more. That was the end result. I'm like, it was just a simple fashion choice, but how many of you guys know God knows how to get our attention where we need to get it? And there was something that he wanted to establish in my heart and in my life that would cause a more permanence, more steady obedience. Now, all of a sudden, when my parents are saying things, I'm not just disregarding and huffing and puffing. No. Maybe I should consider this a little bit. You know what I mean? Now I'm waking up the next morning, hey, what should I wear today at school? You know what I mean? That didn't happen. That did not happen. But the Lord knows how to change people's hearts. It wasn't about the clothes. It was about my heart towards my parents. Amen? And I guarantee my parents were praying for me. They were asking the Lord, help him, right? Like he knows not what he does, right? Like help him, okay? That's where it was. And so the Lord has more than enough ways to change people's hearts. So why do we try to force it so often? Why do we try to change people? When in reality, really all God's asking us is walk in love. Just walk in love. Pray for them. If you know they're doing something they shouldn't, tell them in love, but then pray for them and let me change their hearts. Amen? We take on way too much responsibility in all this. And God's saying, just walk in love. Just walk in love. Everybody say walk in love. God knows how to change people's hearts. But when they come back, how will you respond? Will you respond in pride? Pointing the finger saying, see, I told you. I told you were wrong. Or will we love them, forgive them,